Hey guys, so I am here with another video, and this is a video I've been wanting to make since Supernatural Denver, and I had shot it once and didn't like how it came out, basically. So I have decided to shoot this again, and hopefully this comes out the way I like it. But basically, obviously, conventions, supernatural conventions, they're a lot. They are from Thursday night through Sunday night. And if you're there all weekend, that's a lot of stuff if you do everything. We went to Supernatural Denver Friday morning all the way through Monday morning. And by the time I got on the plane on Monday, I was ready to come home and sleep for a week. But that being said, there's a lot that happens that isn't part of the convention necessarily. So today I decided I would share with y'all the top 5 convention stories I have. The first one is actually from Friday night at Supernatural Denver. The month-ish leading up to it, the months leading up to it, we were talking to a woman named Amy, who obviously y'all know by now, but she was coming from Montana, and we had formed like a little group together, and she was like, oh, like, we're gonna sign up for karaoke, and Casey was like, oh yeah, let's do it. I, for one, do not, I don't like attention basically being on me, if that sounds weird, seeing that I make YouTube videos, but in a social setting like that, I hate it. I'd much rather be in the crowd. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, like, not really thinking of it. So Friday comes, Friday afternoon, when karaoke sign-ups happen, and Amy writes down mine, Casey, and her name. I'm like, okay, so the karaoke time comes. It's like 9:30-ish on Friday night. By this point, I was exhausted. I just wanted to sleep, mainly because I had been running around all day. Casey had everything Misha-wise on Friday, so she was off doing that, and I was like doing other stuff like getting our hotel room, helping Lynn with the booth, all that. So Friday comes, and we're standing, and to kick off the night, it's Matt, Brianna, and Kim are like the karaoke people who, the cast who does it with the fans. Matt goes, alright, to kick off the night, no pressure, whatever. He pulls out her name and hands it to Brianna. And she goes, oh, this can't be a real name. At the same time, maybe 5 seconds before this is happening, Casey goes, wouldn't it be funny if it was us? Karma sucks. Irony sucks. Because as soon as Brianna had said that, I was like, oh, like, this is what I've been dealing with my entire life. It's like my name, Michaela Schlegel. It's not an easy name to pronounce. So she goes, oh, this can't be a real name, and proceeds to attempt to say my name, but butchers both of them. And I go, that's me! Just real loud, because I honestly cannot believe it, we got picked. So, they're like, okay, like, come up stage, and so, like, they also, like, butcher Casey's name. They go Cossie because Amy put an O instead of an A, which is hilarious. So I go up, and Matt, Matt Cohen, gorgeous, helps me up, and we sing Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. We had to sing it out. Who maybe 2 hours before, Kim had said she hated that song because her child always plays it. So, wow. So we basically do karaoke with the 3 of them. I think we rocked it, honestly. I gotta live out my rockstar fantasy. I definitely put my all into it. I was not wearing makeup, my hair was up in a ponytail. I had just decided to change maybe 10 minutes before we headed down. So I'm a bit of a wreck, but everyone else looks good. The cast looks good, Amy and Casey looks good, and we just rock it. So I think that's probably number 1, the most memorable, because what are the odds that as she was saying our names, Casey goes, wouldn't it be funny if it was us? It was hilarious, and that's probably the highlight of the weekend, safe to say. The second most memorable con story is Well, second and third one both have to do with Jared Padalecki. If you've been following me for a while, you know that mental health is something that I'm really passionate about. To bring awareness and to kind of, you know, defragmentize the stigma, I don't know if that's the right word, the stigma behind mental health. So, safe to say he's been my role model from the beginning. He was actually part of the reason why I started being more open about my mental health and mental illness and all that, is because of him and his Always Keep Fighting campaign. So, suffice to say that though these two have to deal with him and everything that he means to me. So the first convention story involving Jared Padalecki is a photo op. So Jared, Jensen, Alex, all that, those photo ops happened on Sunday, so it was the last day of con. So leading up, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be emotional, like I'm not going to be one of those girls, because I knew what I was going into. Like, this man, it like means so much. He's a role model to me. So I knew that on some degrees I was going to be emotional, but not to the fact that I'm going to cry as soon as I walk out, or like cry when I see him. It's cool. So I go through the photo op line. He was really sweet because he knelt down to every single person in the line and was like very much like face to face, like, what do you want to do? Like, what are we doing? Was his question. And so I asked him, I had known from the time I got this photo op what pose I wanted to do. It was very simple. And now that we're going to Dallas next year, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do because, obviously, I did it. So, I very, like, calmly asked, was like, can we do a pinky promise? And he's like, yeah, of course. So first of all, I'm going to show you the photo. This is, oh no, this is our photo op. There we go. You can see it. Oh, the glares on it. This is our photo op. You can see, here we go. I'm just gonna hold this right. I'm filming in front of my window, that's why it doesn't have, there we go. So this is our photo. It's probably, this and my Matt Cohen photo are my favorite from Supernatural Denver. But, so I asked him, I was like, can we do a pinky promise? And he goes, yeah, of course. And he asked, like, what are we pinky promising? Which, first of all, is another level, because what other person would take the time to actually ask, like, why are we doing this pose? And so I told him, I was like, it's a promise to always keep fighting. And I showed him my semicolon tattoo. This is the time I wish I had rethought about this placement, because I can't turn my wrist all funky. But obviously, I've had my tattoos in multiple videos before. I showed him my semicolon tattoo, as I said, you know, to always keep fighting. And he, like, rubs it and gives me this really proud look that I can't even, like, recreate. But just know that it's, like, forever burned in my memory. So he grabbed me by the back of the neck, like, very, like, lovingly. It wasn't like he grabbed me right here, we did a pinky promise, and we took the photo. Afterwards, obviously, like, the creation employees and, like, everyone's, like, trying to, like, rush you through because photo ops are very, like, snappy, quick. So I wasn't expecting it, but I did get a hug from him, and he was like, you better keep that promise, and I said, always, and he winked at me as I left. So obviously that's very, very touching from my end, because, you know, this is my role model, and the fact that he wanted to know why is just a whole other experience. And it hit me as I was walking out, in case he was waiting in the hallway, that I had met my role model and that I had hugged him and gotten this photo with him that I've been planning out for a year in advance, and I became one of those girls who started crying in the hallway. Oh man, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. But for me, it was very emotional in the fact that, you know, again, he's my hero in so many ways. And so the fact that I got that one-on-one moment with him definitely made this con the best con. Whew, okay, convention story number 3 that is most memorable that also involves Jared Padalecki is our autograph session line. For a while it had stuck with me what I wanted, like what autograph was pictured in my mind that I wanted from Jared. Even if we had just bumped into him in Austin, because I'm always there, I was very adamant. I was like, I know what I want. And at like maybe an hour before the autograph started, they said, you know, Justin and Jared weren't personalizing autographs, and I was gutted because the only thing that I really wanted was for him to write "Always Keep Fighting," because my tattoo, my next tattoo actually was going to be "Always Keep Fighting," but I wanted it to make it more personalized and more heartfelt in a way that, you know, it was reminded to me on a daily basis, and I wanted it to be his handwriting. So I was gutted. I was like, there's no way I could get this. And so we got through the line, and of course everyone's very sweet, and we go through, and we were talking, I don't even know what was mentioned, but I was thanking him for the Always Keep Fighting campaign and everything, and I was like, actually, like, my next tattoo, this was after he had like written his name, my next tattoo is going to be Always Keep Fighting. And so he gives me like the most proud smile I have ever seen, and he takes my journal back and writes out Always Keep Fighting, and I was like, what? Like, this did not just happen. So he wrote his name and wrote a little hashtag like AKF at the top, which I'm seriously going to treasure that page of my travel journal for the rest of my life. So long. So when we got out, like, Casey was like, I can't believe you got it, I can't believe you got it, and I was like, I can't believe I got it, like, this is like the one thing I got. So that was really personal for me, the fact that we had that moment, and the fact that I got him to write out Always Keep Fighting. What makes it even more special is that this year is actually 10 years since I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression. So I'm determined before the end of this year's up to get that tattoo. And it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of me going to get it and saving up money, because obviously getting tattoos is expensive. So yeah, that's a little side note, is that this is my 10th year, and ironically enough, this will also be my 10th tattoo. So I thought, what better way to commemorate 10 tattoos with 10 years, my 10th tattoo for 10 years of always keeping fighting. Yeah. So I'm very excited for that to happen. But yeah, so those were my first 3 memorable stories, and then the last 2 are very, I guess, cheesy and mushy-gushy. Is that the 4th one is obviously meeting Lynn and Shelly. Lynn, who is the producer, author, woman behind some very amazing books. I don't have the other one, unfortunately, but I do have Family Don't End With Blood that Casey bought me for my birthday that I finished in like a week because I had to work, otherwise I probably would have finished it sooner. So she helped produce this. She wrote the foreword, everything, and this is the only book that has essays from the cast and crew. So this was a very big excitement memory for me, is actually meeting her and getting to know her and getting to be friends with her. And then I'm really excited that I can show her our hometown next year. So this was a really big memorial. And then Shelly is with Conquest Journals, which, if you don't know, is probably the most needed item for conventions. Yeah, so she is the creator of Conquest Journals, which this is my hunter's journal that I bought at Supernatural Denver, because where else was I going to keep all my photo ops and memories inside? So I have this handy dandy journal, which I really highly do recommend getting, just because they're amazing. I didn't think I needed it, and then I got there and I was like, I have so much stuff from like conventions, like I need to put it somewhere. So I have this. They also have a Supernatural planner that just came out, as well as a Harry Potter planner that just came out that I'm planning on buying, I promise. Shelly, if you're watching this, I promise I plan to buy it. I just gotta get more funds. So I am going to buy a Harry Potter planner, which again is not the same fandom, but Conquest Journals. I love their stuff. Their products are amazing, as well as the graphic design. So meeting Lynn and Shelley were probably two of the most memorable stories, I guess, that happened at this convention, and I'm really excited to continue to get to know them. So the last and final most memorable convention story I have is probably as cliche and mushy gushy cheesy as it can get. But the fifth and final one is that I got to travel and have an adventure with one of my best friends. Obviously, like, me and Casey go to Austin, or we do stuff together. But there's something different about traveling to a completely different state for a TV show. And I think that's one of the coolest things that went down the line. We're gonna remember that, hey, like, we went to New Orleans for a Supernatural convention. We went to Denver for a Supernatural convention. We went to Dallas for a Supernatural convention. We are trying to go to Vancouver or Chicago for another Supernatural convention in 2020. Like, it's one of those things that I am going to carry for the rest of my life. Because obviously I'm a big traveler. I love to travel. I wish I could travel constantly. I can't. So, like, these moments, these little adventures that I'm gone for like 4 days with one of my best friends is amazing. And the fact that, you know, those are the times we get to like have like long-in conversations when you're stuck on a plane or stuck in a car for 4+ hours, when you're thousands of miles from family. So I guess hundreds technically in New Orleans. But seriously, it's probably one of the best things ever, and I'm so excited that I get to do it again with her, and that we get to add, you know, other friends to this group, and that we get to continue to make these memories and go on these adventures. So those are my top 5 memorable convention stories that happened to me in Denver and New Orleans, mainly Denver. So if y'all want to hear more convention stories, I have a whole bunch more. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Again, we are going to Supernatural Dallas next year, so if you want to see any content, leave a comment down below and I will put it on a list. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, because I do plan to get back to my schedule of every Saturday uploading at 9 o'clock in the morning, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button and click the little bell notifications. Until next time.